It still says off air. Now it says that this hangout is on air. It says it's live. We are live. So you can't see my face. You just see my torso. But you also see something else. You see this right here. All right. You see this right here. Right. And you see this right here. Yeah. Now, why does it feel like I'm looking in the mirror? Well, I guess this is a mirror, kind of, because it's looking in the direction of me. All right, so it might be kind of hard to read these books because I'm having difficulty because I'm reading it in reverse. But essentially, this video that I'm doing live is going to be, I'm going to try to target this video on the subject of 3 books to level up your game. All right. So once you establish a foundation in object-oriented programming, right, at the bare minimum, we're not even talking about functional programming yet. We're just talking about object-oriented. In order to level up, I strongly recommend consuming these books right here. So 2 of these books are I think, are very related to each other. Of course, it's been like maybe 4 years since I read these books. Every once in a while, I'll try to scan over them. But what's this one? This one is Patterns of Enterprise Application Architecture. I think all these are Martin Fowler books. All right. So again, Patterns of Enterprise Application Architecture. All right. And the other one is Enterprise Integration Patterns. All right. That's the other book. And this is by, how do you say this? Gregor Hope, and Bobby Wolf. I don't know how to say Wolf. I don't know how to say these names, but anyway, this is the book. This is the other book. These are the books. And these books essentially deal with, well, you guessed it, building software systems at the enterprise level. And so there's a number of patterns that these books discuss, and they provide examples. For example, gateways and a mapper and a service layer and a repository and a registry. It talks about different patterns to implement and why you want to use those patterns or reasons to use those patterns based on specific challenges or objectives. And they also talk about, this one is enterprise integration patterns. This talks about message filter and message broker and message bus and a whole bunch of other wonderful things when it comes to routing messages. And so it basically goes into detail about when to leverage enterprise integration patterns when you're dealing with distributed systems. All right. And then my favorite book is, notice you're still looking at my torso. It's this X unit test patterns. I recommended this book when I was featured on .NET Rocks podcast show. I recommended this book, I believe, on Dave Rail's Developer on Fire. I still recommend this book. This leveled me up, if I can even say this. This book upped my game, and it's strange how this book it carried me to a level that most developers just can't touch me on. You know, I'm a competitive dude, so I'll say that. It rose me to a higher standard of building systems that a lot of developers are still to this day, and it's a poor choice of words, but the majority of developers are incompetent when it comes to building testable solutions. but I have obtained competency. I've gained competency in consuming this book in one weekend. And this book is gold. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to help you level up and make more money. And I want you to build reliable solutions. This book is a goddamn Bible, all right, when it comes to building testable software. Now, all these books are primarily based on object-oriented design. And well, you're dealing with the outside world. You're dealing with I/O. So I mean that makes sense. But these books are valuable, I think invaluable. Whatever the right term is, that's what these books are. All right, are you done looking at my torso? Let's level this monitor up, this camera. All right, now what else I want to talk about? Oh, I guess the subject that I created was books that will level up your game. And essentially, these books, when you have a firm foundation and object-oriented design, let's go back down. Let's go back down. These books is going to take you to the next level. These books are going to be responsible for you getting a $25,000 raise. All right, you go from, you know, maybe 70 or 80,000. You know, I can't do math. I can't do 25,000 plus 70 or 80,000 to like what, 95,000 or 105,000. But honestly, when you demonstrate your knowledge of these books, honestly, as a consultant, you should be knocking on like 150, 160,000. That's tightly coupled to your geographic, that's tightly coupled to your location, right? But honestly, if you can demonstrate expertise, if you can demonstrate that you're the technical authority, you're separating yourself from the masses. You're an outlier. All right. So that's it. There's something else I really want to talk about, but it's not really related to what I just talked about. But it's my channel, so I should be able to talk about anything I want. It's mine. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So take a mental note of what I just proposed, and if you need to know the name of the books, you just hit the rewind button or do whatever you do. But I like this book, right? So let's talk about this unit testing, and let's talk about testing in general, and let's talk about my philosophy. Should I really archive this to another video? No, I'm an unorganized person. All right, so let's talk about testing. All right, so this book is going to complement your test automation skills. Well, you probably don't have test automation skills. This book is going to give it to you. All right, and when we talk about test automation and we talk about testing, what does it mean to test anything? All right, what is the goal of a software tester? Put that book on there. What is the goal of a software tester? All right. Some people may say, I probably should put a hyphen in between level up. I don't think level space up is correct. I probably should put a hyphen there. I need to update the title of this video to level hyphen up, and then your software engineering skills. All right, let's go back. So what does software testing mean? What is the goal of a software tester? All right, well, I mean, as we keep drilling into that, I'll say, well, what is a software tester? And I'll say, you are, to a certain degree. Now, there's business policies that are involved, which I think I understand, right? There's business needs that apply, that are relevant, that I think I understand. But as the developer, you are the first line of defense when it comes to the quality of your software. You are the first line of defense. I'll say it again, in regards to the quality of the software that you write, that everybody else is going to get their hands on, right? And so you should be testing your code. Why aren't you? You're a professional, but I've made hella videos about you being a professional and why you should know better. Now, let's go back to what I originally asked. What is a software tester? What is the role of a software tester really? I guess a proper answer is a software tester ultimately tests software and ultimately signs off that the software can be shipped, right? I think that might be the popular answer. Emphasis on popular or common, but that's wrong. A software tester does not sign off on software being shippable. A software tester is hell-bent on proving that the software cannot be shipped. That's pretty extreme coming from a militant craftsman, but I'll say it one more time. A software craftsman is responsible for the software not being shipped. The goal of the tester is to prove that the software is not of the desired quality. So as a software tester, you are being paid to prove that the software is not of the standard for grandma and grandpa, uncle and auntie to use. That might sound kind of controversial, but that is my belief system. That belief system was instilled in me, working within the control systems industry, working at Rockwell Automation. All right. And so till this day, when I work as an SDET, when I apply for quality assurance jobs, when I interview, I'll tell these managers straight to their face. My goal, my objective is to make sure that you guys do not ship on the targeted date that you plan to ship your software. Because of me, your software will be delayed. And I say that with great arrogance and confidence. You hire me, you're not going to make your release date. You're not. Why? Because I'm going to prove that your code doesn't work. All right. I'm going to prove that there is issues within your application, within your system, because that's what I do. I break things. All right. And every software tester should have and demonstrate the same mentality. They're not co-signing. They are dismantling. Okay. Flat out. That's what it is. Now, I throw all this in the context of a software tester. As a software developer, I understand that the goal is, or the role is different. But I still think that there should be some exploratory testing. I think that I don't believe in testing your application every single time by launching the entire system the entire application, and then navigating to certain pages and putting it into a certain state every time you test your software, that's despicable. That's really sad that you have to do that to prove that your code works. As a professional, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be reading this book right here, X Unit Test Patterns, so you can level up and you don't have to behave like that because you're better than that. But when you eventually do write just enough UI to flush out edge cases, right? I expect that you do some exploratory testing and you find certain interesting combinations. You look for commands or UI controls that should be disabled or hidden based on certain states of the domain. I expect all that. Again, I know that's different from a software tester, but you're also the first line of defense, and you should get all that stuff nailed down. And if when not even if, when you discover those edge cases, and they can be directly mapped to business logic, then there should be automated tests that account for that, so that it never ever happens again. And if it does, it's fast. You catch it quickly, because we're not professional debuggerers. We are professional developers. And that's it. That was my dissertation. I talked about two different things. I talked about X Unit Test Patterns. What is this? Patterns of enterprise application architecture. And what's this right here? Enterprise integration patterns. These are the books as a developer that you're going to level up with. These are the books as a developer that you're going to get another $20,000, $25,000 once you demonstrate that you know what you're doing. And when it comes to building serious systems that talk to other systems, all right? And that is it. I am keeping it short and sweet. My name is Scott Nimrod. I'm always open to contracts, software craftsman, militant, and yo, that's SDET, that's application developer. That's I focus on test automation. Like I'm really into this, and I want to encourage you to be into this too, because I want to make you better. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Adios, te veo a ratito. I'm always looking for contracts. I'm here in Miami, Florida. Strongly considering taking my talents to Wall Street. I was up there last week, and I am on it. So let me know. I'm interested in people's comments. I know that people will have a difference of opinion, and I love to learn. So share it with me. All right, that's it. Bye.